Tonight, from Seattle, Washington, it's the NFC Championship game. We'll see Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Rodgers going to the air to start things out. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Rodgers now on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Tall task ahead of them here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On now is the Packers punter. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. This is fielded at the 27. Oh, he shifts past him. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They will be led out by a 2nd-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And I think that everyone is looking forward to seeing Drew Lock take the next step in the quarterback evolutionary process. Decision-making is something that he's working on improving because he's got plenty of arm and makes excellent off-platform throws. What he's seeking now, to be consistent in all of his processes.
They fake the handoff. Now Lock steps away. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 32 that time.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Block now on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
But this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Drew Lock keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Seahawks have struck first in this NFC title game. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you got the crowd involved, fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Rodgers. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Dancing to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Kenny Clark able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And here comes now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Here's Rodgers to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there.
Touchdown! Tyler Lockett, 38 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes our score 17-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Jet sweep. Here's Watson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now it's Lockett. A very football 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Locke going to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Carson. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. Into the red zone, it's Locke. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Locke working out of the gun. And he's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Packers ready to take over offensively. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp. And at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Rodgers now to throw. Open man, Amari Rodgers complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And again, it's Rodgers. It's caught by Aguilar. On the move past the 40, down the left sideline. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we send you cross-country to Orlando.
As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the AFC Championship game held earlier today. And it's the Indianapolis Colts who are heading to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this NFC Championship game. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter.
And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Rolling to his left. He hits his target, Lockett. On the move past the 40. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line.
It's a big play there for Seattle.
44 yards.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. Returning right back to Lockett. Touchdown! Tyler Lockett saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway. But the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Tyler Lockett, 26 yards. And the Seahawks take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. a clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Packers offense set to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a 1st down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. We're in the third quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
He's got Tunyon complete over the middle.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. Throw complete there, Rodgers.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle, a 2nd and 10 now.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
Oh, he still makes the catch, even though it was tipped at the line. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Rodgers going to throw.
Throw left side taken in by Rodgers.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Give to the fullback. This is Watt. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
They go with Watt again, the fullback. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Packers are able to at least get one score back.
Extra point right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. All right, how has he done it? 4 touchdowns in this contest. He's been around the end zone in particular, pretty much uncoverable.
And you know that I typically take things from a defensive perspective. I'm not going to do that this time. Let's just praise him. My goodness, 4 receiving touchdowns means he's been a variety of coverages throughout this game because they're not just letting him run scot-free. They're trying their best to shut him down, and he's shredding them.
I got to be honest, I want to see 5. No, you want to see 5? I mean, we're not supposed to be biased, but...
We're not rooting. Just in the interest of the game, let's go ahead and see 5.
And this is caught For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, 50 yards. And the Seahawks are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
Starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Here's Rodgers. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43.
There you go, Rodgers to Rodgers. First down, Packers.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers completes it to Watt. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down.
Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Another carry in the game for the fullback, Watt. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Rodgers.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. This is caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. Nelson Aguilar. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the end. In the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They run again with Carson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Seahawks are the NFC champs. Time for us to sign off. Thank you so much for watching, and good night, everybody. And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.